This team makes absolutely no sense. Our Jets follow up, debatably one of the worst losses in franchise history, in a vacuum at least, with, what did we just watch? I'm Weston, I can actually say it, I love talking about the Jets. And I'm here to talk about Week 8, where the Jets somehow miraculously upset the Cincinnati Bengals 34-31. My goodness gracious, what an afternoon of Jets football. I don't know if it's the sleep deprivation or the fact that the Astros have really disappointed me the last 2 nights, but my God, this was one of the most fun games I've watched in recent memory, which is exciting and also sad because, well, yeah, so Zach Wilson was out for this game. Injured PCL, I believe, in his right leg, which has him out for 2 to 4 weeks. He is not on the IL, but he did not play this week. He will not play next week. He might play Buffalo, but I'm not sure. But the New York Jets today. What was that? All right, the full scope of the story of today matters. So, drive by drive. First drive for the New York Jets. First scoring drive. First drive of the game. What am I even saying? Jets with a long incremental drive. One of the best of this season for the Jets. And the Michael Carter 8-yard touchdown run to put the Jets up 7-0 on the first drive. It was magnificent. Second drive of the game, total, the first defensive drive for the Jets, a 3-and-out of the Bengals where they look great. They force him out quickly. It was magnificent. You're just sort of awestruck. Not soon after that, Jets get the ball back offensively, right? Go on a little drive. Bad interception. That ain't great. And the Bengals are set up like right at the goal line. That ain't great. You know what is great? The Jets defensive line, baby. Goal line stand. They hold them to nothing. 4 consecutive stops, and the Jets get the ball back. Now, they would then throw a pick on the 2 plays later to give them back the ball, which they would then score on with a Joe Mixon 1-yard rush. But that's sort of the theme for the game today for the defense. Were they great? No, giving up 31 points isn't that good. But there were a few very, very big instances where the defense came to play and showed up big. The Bengals would actually, in the second quarter, take it from a 7-0 Jets lead at the start of the quarter to finish the quarter nearly up 10 points, 17-7. But the Jets would get another touchdown basically at the end of the quarter. Braxton Berrios catches a little pass from Mike White, and it's a 17-14 game. Okay, maybe this is going to be close. By the way, I know it didn't count, but that Keelan Cole almost touchdown. Whoo-wee! Those were some slick hands on that one, eh? Anyway, in the third quarter, right? Jets kick a field goal. They, once again, tie it 17 apiece. Now, at the end of the quarter, pretty much, the Bengals would get another touchdown. Joe Mixon would catch one to make it 24-17, which isn't great. But then the Jets, in the start of the fourth, would make it a 4-point game. Matt Amendola, another field goal, 24-20. All right, we're right in this. At least we hope, because after that, Tyler Boyd catches a touchdown from Joe Burrow, and now it is 31-20. It's a 2-score game, looking a little bit dicey. But when it was time, the Jets showed up. Right before the Jets would cash in, win probability would peak for the Bengals at 98.5%. Now, I'm a big guy and a big believer in win probability. I use it for baseball all the time. I follow that a ton in my streams. I use it for football occasionally. I talk about it a lot when I'm talking and referring, to hockey, like expected numbers, expected goals, goals stopped above average, and such like that for money pucks. So I like the expected things. They're pretty neat. But this is why you can't always only look at that. It can be wrong. And today it was. I guess it wasn't so much wrong as it was the Jets just overcame massive adversity to come back with less than 5 minutes left and a 1.5% chance of victory to win the game. But you get the point. Less than 5 minutes left. 75-yard drive for the New York Jets to score a touchdown. Ty Johnson with one of the best effort touchdowns you will ever see. I have no idea how he stayed in bounds for that. I am completely speechless. That was one of the best touchdowns in recent memory for the Jets. Incredible catch and effort specifically for Ty Johnson there. 2-point conversion is no good. That's not great because now you need a touchdown, which means you're giving the ball back to the Bengals offense. You're going to need the defense to come up big. So the defense looked at us and said, bet. Bengals on the first play of having the ball back. Joe Burrow drops back, throws, tipped, and intercepted by Shaq Lawson. And the Jets are set up at the 14 with another opportunity to score, and they would. White drops back, and who's open? Taylor Croft in the middle of the end zone all alone. Touchdown, Jets take the lead. Jets decide they want to go up by 3. I believe it was a direct snap to Elijah Moore. He rolls out to the left. He gives it to Jamison Crowder. He rolls all the way out to the right. A perfect pass all alone. It's Mike White! Philly, and the Jets take the lead by 3, 34-31, and they give it back to the Bengals. A magnificent defensive stand, including a massive sack by Sheldon Rankin, showing he's still got it left in the tank. They're forced to punt. The Jets get the ball back. Maybe a questionable helmet-to-helmet hit. I mean, I don't care. Jets with an incredible win. Oh my goodness gracious, what did we just witness? All right, coaching up and down. Robert Saleh, defense wasn't great, but you know what? They showed up when they needed to. I was very impressed with Robert Saleh today, holding a defense like the Bengals. I mean, he stopped them when he had to. That's what I'm looking at. Was he great throughout the entire game with the defense? No, the defense had some really weak points and some bad plays, but you know what? They were fairly disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. And when they really needed a stop, the defense came up big, which is all you can ask for in a shootout like this. This was the best look offense we've seen in years. And that's not an exaggeration. That's the best of this year, maybe the best of last year. The offense was fantastic today. They opened up the playbook for Mike White, which kind of bothers me that they did it for Mike White and not Zach Wilson to this point. But they opened it up. Hopefully, they keep it open when Zach Wilson comes back in a few weeks. Because if Zach Wilson can work with these type of play calls, this type of creativity from Mike LaFleur, it's going to be fun. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to do them first, and then I'll get to the offense. C.J. Mosley was flying all over the field. 10 tackles today, 8 all by himself. He was fantastic, including a tackle for loss. Quinnen Williams, again, fantastic today. A big sack when we needed it early in the first quarter. Great play by him. Marcus May, 5 tackles. A pretty solid day overall for him, including a tackle for a loss. Sheldon Rankins, massive sack, basically to seal the game. He had 2 tackles for loss. He was fantastic. It was a great game defensively when we really needed it. And I'm specifying that. Was it great overall? No, but when they needed it, when the chips were down, the defense showed up. You can basically look up and down the offense and find players who had massive days. I'm going to get to the star of the show at the end. So, receiving-wise, Michael Carter with easily the best game of his career to this point, just overall. He had 77 rushing yards and a touchdown. He had 95 receiving yards. Michael Carter, this was just an insane breakout game for him. And he showed why we drafted him when we did instead of taking someone else, and why it was the right decision to take a running back early in the 4th round. My goodness gracious, he balled out today. Jamison Crowder, absolutely fantastic day. 8 receptions on 9 targets for 84 yards. Magnificent. Ty Johnson had 5 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. Elijah Moore had 65 yards today, including a couple little slick plays with him. He was good today. Denzel Mims had 2 for 30, but he also had a really nice catch that was taken off the board due to a penalty offensively, but he had a nice day overall. Tyler Croft caught the massive touchdown that we needed. Braxton Berrios had a touchdown, even though they were rather low in overall catches. Keenan Coles had a few plays that you were just like, oh wow, he is good. If that's the depth, you got a pretty good receiving room. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the star of the show, Mike White. Wow, what a first start for him in his career. 37 of 45. They heavily relied on him to pass the ball, which was kind of shocking. I thought this was going to be a super run-heavy day, and it just wasn't. They threw the ball a lot, and he delivered pretty damn well. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both of those were kind of fluky plays, so I'm not too upset about them. 405 yards. The first time the New York Jets have had a 400-yard passer in a game since Vinny Testaverde, Christmas Eve of 2000. Wow. I wasn't alive then. I wasn't even near being alive at that point. I wasn't born until 2002. That is absolutely insane. Like, the last Jets 400-yard passer game is almost old enough to drink alcohol. He was incredible today. This might be the best quarterback game by the Jets since when? This is one of the performances of the century for the Jets since the year 2000. I'm happy because it was an awesome game to watch. That being said, I'm just kind of sad because It's been a rough century for the Jets, eh? Anyway, positive. He looked great. He even left for a while. He left for like half a drive with an injury, but then came back. So he's an absolute warrior. And I don't want to say it. What if he does it again? What if he does it again? What do we do? Thursday, I believe, we play the Colts on prime time. What do we do if Mike White plays like this again? Because this was a incredible performance by Mike White. He dazzled. He was accurate. He was fantastic. I have no words for how well he played today. And I don't want to say it because it's one game and maybe it was all luck today and it'll never happen again. That's possible. If he plays like this again next week, I think you might have to say you want to be extra sure that Zach Wilson isn't injured and see a third game of him, because if he plays 3/4 this good for the next 2 weeks, there is an awkward conversation that we're, as a fan base, as a franchise, as a front office, gonna have to discuss, and it's not gonna be very fun. Yeah, you know what? No, we're gonna leave that, put a pin in it, leave it in the back. I just want to be happy today. This was a lovely game for the Jets, offensively, defensively at times. It was just a good day. Let's just take it a week at a time and be happy that we got to watch a great game today. And it was magnificent. Anyway, that is all I have to say for the Jets today. I'll be here Thursday to talk about their game. I'll be here tonight to talk about the Astros and live stream that. And I'll also be here to talk about the Rangers because it's a long day for me. Anyway, that is all I have to say for the day. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Jets.